she sent me. Vote Senator Mack.
Okay, well, she posted that video on July 4th. She is a self-described queer reproductive rights activist who also supports the Green New Deal and gun control, but you probably already knew that. The idea of that video, to get attention, and it's working, I guess, right? Of course, she supports Rhode Island's creepy sex education bill for public schools as well. Here's what she tweeted back in February about it. Really excited for the House sex ed bill hearing today. Teaching comprehensive, queer, inclusive, pleasure-based sex ed was a highlight of my time teaching. And if you read the bill, it's as bad as it sounds. Let's talk about this now with the host of the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. His book is doing very well right now, Don't Burn This Country. And if you're lucky and down in Miami, you can catch him at a special show on July 14th. Dave, great to have you back with us.
John, it's good to be with you. Real quick, I reached out to Sir Mix-a-Lot about this video that we just saw there, and he said, and I quote, "I like big butts and I cannot lie." That's what I was told by Sir Mix-a-Lot related to this. I don't know if you want me to comment on it as well, but I thought that stands on its own.
Well, I think if you read the comments below her video that she posted, I mean, she's now saying, oh, well, look, I really, raged the right because I posted a video of myself twerking. And it's not the twerking part that happens all the time on the internet. This is an elected official, a state senator, someone who's supposed to be a quote unquote leader, a role model for our kids. At least that was the idea once upon a time with elected officials. But what do you call this?
Well, I'm actually all for this stuff now. I've really had a shift, and it's a mindset shift that I would welcome you to join me on, John, which is that the more that these lefties show you who they are, that this upside down twerking beach woman who's a genderqueer unicorn or whatever she is, the more that they show you who they are, let's let them show us who they are. Let's encourage them to keep showing us who they are, how they are deeply unserious people, how they are not equipped to deal with any of the problems of the day, and that perhaps there are some other people out there who maybe don't have as big butts and maybe cannot balance on their heads, but maybe can try to solve some of the problems that we Americans face. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And you might just be saying, well, Dave, that's because you got a bum shoulder and you can't get upside down anymore. And that's partly true, but not totally true.
There are videos of Dave Rubin twerking on the internet. I'm kidding, of course. But, her defenders, I think, they were also, they were criticizing people who thought this wasn't right for, well, she's on her, it's July 4th, it's her day off. I mean, how dare you? David Cicilline, he's a Democratic congressman, his chief of staff said, look, I'm shirtless and smoking weed all the time. Nobody, criticizes me for doing that. And like, you're a chief of staff, she's an elected official. It's not because she's genderqueer or because she's twerking. It's because she's a state senator in doing those things,
right? That's
and pushing it on kids.
That's the thing. Anyone can smoke weed if you want to smoke weed. You can twerk if you want to twerk. But we have to decide, are these the people that we want being in charge of policy? If you are watching that video of her and you're going, boy, I really do want to vote for her. She seems like she's got her head on straight. I mean, her head's upside down, but her head's on straight, and she's going to solve. Look at this. I mean, my God, is that a problem solver or what? I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so the choice is clear. So again, I think we should just encourage them to be who they are. Be who you are, people. Fly that freak flag, and let's see what happens.
My grandmother was very wise. She told me never to vote for anyone who has their head in the sand either. That was a reference to different kind of bird, but whatever. We'll move on. All right, let's follow up, too, on some Hunter Biden laptop news. I want to pay very close attention to White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre and how she answered this question about Hunter Biden's laptop. Take a look.
What I can tell you from here, standing at this podium, is that I cannot comment on any materials from the laptop. And I would refer you to the representatives of Hunter Biden. That's what I can share with you at this podium at this time.
Okay, she says she cannot share any more information, but I wonder, Dave, if this has anything to do with the federal investigation into Hunter Biden's laptop. Oftentimes, your hands are tied when a federal investigation is going on. Either she doesn't want to tell us, she can't tell us. Which one is it?
Well, she's a liar. I mean, she is hired to lie for the administration, and because the entire administration is based in lies, virtually everything they say is a lie, then she just has to continue lying. It's interesting because, as you know from that extended portion of that clip, she's responding to a question by Peter Doocy, where he's talking about a phone call. Right. He's not talking about exactly what's on the laptop. It's a voicemail that Joe Biden left for Hunter Biden. I don't know why she can't comment on that. by the way, the laptop was never hacked into. It was voluntarily given to this computer repair shop guy. You know, we couldn't talk about that 2 years ago. Now New York Times is willing to admit it's true, so we're allowed to talk about it again. But I think they are really in deep. And, you know, if you listen further to what she said, there's sort of this feeling, I think, that's going to get stronger and stronger, that the machine, or the Democrat machine, whatever you want to call it, it's sort of almost done with Biden. What it had to do was defeat Trump, and they felt that he was the best thing to at least defeat Trump, but it's almost done with him. His slurring and the cognitive stuff and the disastrous economy and the Ukraine stuff and blaming everything on Putin all the time, it's not working anymore. So they're getting ready to figure out who's going to take over in 2024, because it ain't going to be Joe Biden, despite the fact that Kamala Harris said that he's going to run. Although if you saw that clip, John, she was saying he's going to run. He's going to run.
Yeah. And I have to say this so I don't get in trouble with the Federal Elections Commission, but whatever, you know, yes, everything's conditional because the law says so, not because it's what's in their mind. All right, Dave, I feel like all the cool kids are getting suspended from Twitter, which you're in that category now, after you just took a screenshot of a Jordan Peterson tweet about Elliot Page. And when you read the stories about this, and they even write stories about you getting canceled by Twitter, that's how cool you are, this term dead naming gets dropped into the copy like we're all supposed to know what this stuff is. I heard about this word for the first time 2 weeks ago. This is when you use a transgendered person's old name and not their new name, but regardless, you're now suspended from Twitter for sharing a screenshot. Tell us what's going on.
Yes, Jordan Peterson tweeted about Ellen Page. Ellen Page was, I guess is the correct word, I mean, it's all so stupid, was the actress who we all knew from X-Men. X-Men, that's kind of funny, right? And she then decided to transition to be a male. She's not biologically male, but she is a trans male, I suppose. Jordan Peterson commented on that and then got suspended. All I did was share the screenshot of that and say, hey, Twitter's getting out of control with these suspensions. Now I've been suspended for that. And look, this is the world that we live in right now. These tech platforms in many ways have superseded our First Amendment rights. It's not that I can't walk outside my house and say what I want, but Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, they are the ubiquitous tools that we all have on this little devilish device that's in our pocket that allow us to communicate with the world. And they have decided that whatever they decide on any given moment, as you just said, John, nobody knew what dead naming was before. I have no problem with trans people. As an adult, if you wish to do whatever you want with your body, live with whoever you want, live as whoever you want, wear whatever you want, I don't really care about any of that stuff, but I won't bend reality and the use of words and the truth to your subjective feelings on any given day. So look, Twitter has said if I delete the tweet, I can be back on. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Jordan Peterson says he's not getting back on. The debate that I'm sort of having internally is, hey, do you go into the rat's nest and fight, which would be going back on Twitter, or do you say, hey, you know what, that thing is trash. That thing is a burning cesspool. I'm going to go off and build new things, which, as you know, John, that is what I like to do. Yeah. I started Locals for this very reason. We joined forces with Rumble. And maybe that's really the way to go. But, you know, you cannot tell me that the woman who played a female character in X-Men, Ellen Page, that I have to refer to her as Elliot Page now, or I'm not allowed to be in, you know, in polite society.
It's like this term we have to use sometimes. It's a very awkward phrasing, but then vice presidential candidate. It's like that. And, you know, I'm constantly researching this, and I always find myself, why am I spending 25 minutes of my day trying to make sure I use allosexual and not asexual, because asexual is now privileged because it's normal or whatever. You know, we're going to go down this, and this is all we're going to do is research pronouns and dead naming, and that's what they want us to do. They want us distracted by this stuff, Dave, so we don't focus on the basic issues.
John, going forward, when I do the John Bachman program, and I love doing the show, I would like, under my name, I would like it to say Decepticon leader, Dave Rubin. Can you do that?
Whatever you want, Dave. That's the world we live in nowadays. We'll put it on your participation trophy as well. Yes, of course. Great to see you, as always. And make sure you catch Dave, if you can, down in Miami on July 14th. Great stuff in the book. And the stand-up is choice as well. Dave, great to see you.
Thanks, John.